Hey everybody, so today is the first day with Funky Blues. Just over 2 years old, jumper, and so this is the first time he got settled in. I wanted to give him like a day and a half to get settled in. He came from Kentucky. And so this is like, I love having horses young like this because even when you start working with them when they're babies. I've got a yearling that I'm working with right now that we just did the inspection, and that horse was getting kind of like all really riled up and was wanting to just so afraid of everything. It was rearing and all these crazy things, and you can check out some of the videos that I have on the YouTube channel with that one. But the younger we can start with them, the better. It's just really helping educate them. When you think about it this way, if you start a horse at 3 years old and you go, well, I'm not going to start until through 3. In human years, that's like probably 12 years old as a human being would be. So you wouldn't start teaching your child at 12 years old how to be a good little human being, right? We start that when they're born, and when they're mirroring us, we're trying to teach them all these great things and how to self-regulate and do that stuff, so that they, by the time they're 5 or 6 or 7, they're starting to understand that really, and then it sets them up for the rest of their life. So same thing with horses. Is 3 years old is like allowing your horse or your child to not do anything or do whatever they want until they're like 12 years old. So here we have him. We want to teach him that he doesn't have to be worried about things in life. We want to teach him that he can trust us and that we have a good relationship with each other. And the first way I like to really do that is, what's the one thing that people and horses want to feel in a relationship? And that's safe. We want to feel safety. Without safety, we can't go on to the next pillars of being having trust and having partnership, and then having all of what we need to have a great relationship, which is being independently together but feeling safe that you can count on the other person or the other partner, which in this case it's a horse. So I want him to feel safe with me. So our first meeting is really like going to have coffee with someone that you just met, that you're like looking to be in a relationship with, or you like want to maybe date them, or just want to build a friendship, right? So that partnership with our horses, this is our first chance to do that. And so if I was to come out here and just get him moving and doing all these things with him, that's not going to set off the relationship in the right way until he starts to trust me and he feels safe with me. So the first thing I'm going to do with him when I ask this is I just want to see how much does he want to be part of me. So the only thing I have done with him prior to today is when he was in his field last night. I just went and spent some time with him in the field, which I think is really important. It was just a little bit too dark to video, but I just literally just hung out with him. I wanted him to know that I'm there to be a good support to him. So if I come over here, I want him to want to be with me, and so we go right back to that. So I'm looking, I like that ear was on me. I want that left ear to be on me. So I really like his personality right off the bat, because he's very curious and he wants to build a relationship. Now, he came from a herd of a lot of horses, a lot of young horses, so we want to help him develop those skills of being in a good partnership just with the two of us. So I might ask him, might put my hands on him, see how he feels if I touch his head. If I give him a little massage around the pole, C1, C2. So right around, and this is a lot of young horses, and then it develops into older horses, but you get to like that C1, C2 range, and they typically go, whoa, what's going on? I got to put my head up. So everything that we're going to be teaching him as we go is going to be to have his head start to relax and drop down. So if he gets worried, he does this instead of lifting his head up. So we want to help encourage him so the head goes up. And I'll just say, hey, you don't have to worry about that. So I might just give him a little massage here. Now, I'm not pushing down at all. I'm just literally helping him. I find more horses hold tension in the neck because they got to be worried about things. They're constantly going to be going, what's going on? Good. So I get a nice lick and chew right there. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to ask him to take a step back. Relax into that. If he wants to explore a little bit today, I want to encourage that. I want him to feel comfortable that he can start to sort out his environment. So I never want to take away the ability for the horse to be a horse. That's very important to me. What I want him to do is to look at me as that leadership figure, and then have him be able to make decisions on his own and regulate, but also then have me as kind of his guide. So I'm just going to walk around here. I'll come back to here. I'll just let him be. So these first few days are kind of very boring in the sense that we're building trust, we're building foundation. He wants to check some things out, I'll let him check those things out. Might ask him to take a step back now. Good. I want to see how light he is. So you notice that when I asked for that backup, I literally, as soon as he thought about taking that foot back, I released all the pressure, the head came down, licking and chewing. This is huge for me. I want to build this relationship off of calmness, off of relaxation. He's going to have the rest of his career to be jumping and doing the things that he loves to do, and if he has the foundation of relaxation and calmness, this is the horse that we're going to have all the time when it comes to finding a relaxed horse. So I ask him to back up, the last 2 steps this time, and I want him to think. Now I'll get to the point where when I ask him to back up, I want him to drop his head and relax backwards. But we're not there yet. We're still, now I'll say 1 step backwards. Good. And I'll just ask him to keep his head relaxed. So once again, I'm not pushing down. I just want him to go into a relaxed state and not worry. And a lot of people watching this might think, well, he looks pretty relaxed to me, but when that head is that high, I know that he's worried. He's thinking about what's going on. This is new. I've never had interaction like this before. Good. He's been touched and he's been handled, but this is kind of a little bit new for him. So now I'll ask him to back up without me touching him, and I really like that. So it's all, and the head dropped and the licking is chewing. Licking and chewing, that's what I like. Now I might just take a walk around this cone here, see if he'll come around the cone. So I'll just ask him, I'll guide him through here. So I'm going to guide him. Good. So I also want to start to teach him that when he feels pressure, that he releases to it. So I'm not pulling on him, I'm just static right now. Good. So you can see in the video really closely there that the reason why he didn't move forward is because he got preoccupied with something over at the barn. So as we go through this, we want him to find that focus on us. It's key that if you get the ears, you'll get the eyes, you'll get the brain, you'll get the jaw and that trigeminal nerve, you'll get the body, you'll get the legs, you'll get the feet. Exactly where you want them once they know where to put them. So when horses aren't started correctly, and we think a lot of horses that are 3, it's like get on and go forward, that's the big thing, but the horse does not know how to move its body without a rider on it. And when people do some of the groundwork, they miss the bridging from the groundwork to under saddle, which is a very key component. But I want to teach him how to use himself over the next 6 or 7 months until he's 3, till we're ready to put a foot in the stirrups with him, to guide him through all of these things. So when that time comes, he's like, bring it on, I'm ready to be ridden. And he'll know the questions we're asking before we even get on. So I'm going to ask him once again to come around this cone. So I'm going to hold here, I'm not pulling, just holding. Because remember, the horses usually move away from the or like pull against the pressure, not release to it in the nature. Good, so I'm going to release there. Good boy. Building trust. I want to say thank you. Ask again. So I'm just holding. He started to resist as soon as he felt pressure. So I'm letting him sort through how to release to the pressure. So remember, you can see in my arms right now, I'm not, I'll move over here so it's easier to see. I'm not pulling on him. I'm just yielding. I'm just asking him to yield to the pressure. So I'm going to ask him to come this way now. Good. Ask him to come to this side of the cone. Good. Excellent. So I'm going to move the cone over a little bit more so you can see it. Nice lick and chew there. Ask him to move this side. Just see, I'm going to see how light I can get him So I really like, if you look in here, see how he's already stepping under and behind with that inside hip? I love that, and part of that's a little bit because that cone is there and it's helping push that away, but it's not from a nervousness aspect. So I'm just going to ask him to yield and come over to me. I want to get him to relax in the head and in the pole. So he's got to figure this out. So I'm going, hey, I'm right here, buddy. Right here. All you have to do is take a ½ inch step forward. So even if he moved his feet just one step, one little step. So what I might do is I might rotate myself over here because he feels locked in because that cone is there. So I want to be aware of that. So that cone would, even though that cone was to his right, it was still, he felt that it was blocking him. So I'm going to ask again, see how light he gets. Good. So as soon as he releases, that's how we teach him to be really light to the pressure on the end of our lead line. So we're going to do some more with him. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon.